You have a very strong connection with the elements, and your
Yeah.
your albums are called Eclipse, Far from the Sun, Sky Forget, Tales from the Southern Lake, Silent Waters. So there you have fire, water, and air. Is this new one the beginning of times, the definitive element, the earth?
Um, Perhaps the nature has always been a huge influence for us and to our music and for in Finnish mythology, I think nature is always present there, and that's one of the reasons we have wanted to take a lot of the important nature elements into our artwork as well. The water is something what we have described in our album covers a lot, but it's also, I think, one of the most important elements within the stories of Kalevala. There are a
Oh,
lot of most well-known stories are happened around water, so that might explain a little bit why we have why water as an element is so effective in our
yeah.
artwork. Get the
All
question.
right. So in the past, the band made almost all your songs inspired by the Finnish culture,
Yeah, yeah.
the Kabbalah. So would you see yourselves in the future maybe doing an album that is not about Finnish culture
Okay.
or something like that?
Um, Perhaps yeah, but it's I think Kalevala is so strongly involved with Amorphis, not just lyrically but also musically,
Yeah.
and it's very inspiring thing to us. So it also includes all the folk melody lines we use. So I couldn't believe that we would do a Amorphis album which wouldn't be in some way connected to Kalevala. So I think that will always be presented there somewhere within our music or within our lyrics or within the artwork.
All right. Well, some hardcore fans always expect for a band to go back to their roots or maybe old days as they call it. But I think since Eclipse, there's no way back for Amorphis. Maybe like you have made a trademark in your sound. So do you also think there's no turning back to the old days?
I think it's impossible to go back to the old days, and a lot of people it's nostalgic feeling when you think about the old albums and the old shows of Amorphis. But the thing is that it's you just can't go back in the days. They were the days, and the present is now. So it's sort of it's in impossible formula. And what we are still doing is we have exactly the same kind of elements. Also, we have our music has sort of matured, but we still have the same elements. We do play a lot of old songs on live. We play songs from the first album on live. So I think that is as far as we can do to going back to our roots and how we started. Single songs really doesn't give it
All right.
that much idea about the whole picture.
All right. On the press release of this new album, The Beginning of Times, it says this album is your most challenging so far. So, as a guitarist, for you, is the most challenging so far?
Um, it was challenge to do because we had so many songs. We had around 16 songs last summer before we went to record a rehearsing demo from these songs. So of course it was a big challenge to rehearse all the tracks and come up as long album as this is. We never released this long album. It's 58 minutes with all the 13 songs which we put on the digipack. So it's the longest album we ever done. So of course it was a great challenge to keep the intent of the album up, or from the beginning till the end. So, but I think we succeeded pretty well.
All right. Hey man, when you released Far From the Sun and you were with Virgin, a multinational label, but they were more oriented to pop for me as well. So for
Mm.
you, it's better to be on Nuclear Blast, a little more related to metal or something like that, at least for a metal band, you know?
Yeah, yeah, totally. That was the one and the only album we did for Virgin, and you know it was disaster, but it was something what we I guess had to experience. There were a lot of bands which who warned us about not to go into major label, like Paradise Lost went to EMI
Yeah,
with their host album, and it was disaster for them. So, but you know, everybody warned us, but we still went there, and there was a lot of promises, and but pretty soon you realize that nobody's going to keep your promises, and the thing at the major labels are what's very usual is that you have a A&R person who is working with you, and you know, at the next week he's not working there anymore. People are changing constantly in their organization, so it was really hard, and you know, besides Finland, I guess you know Finland was the only country where they did some marketing, but all the other countries and territories, you know, there was hardly no ads about new Amorphis album, and when we went on tour, there was nothing there. We couldn't find any of our albums, and it was shit. But luckily, you know, the guys at the Virgin, they were pretty kind, so we got our contract terminated from them, and you know, we didn't even want to do any record label competition and check out who gives the best offer. We just called to Nuclear Blast guys and say that, hey,
yeah,
should we work again together? And you know, because they are the same guys there who have been there for years, and we know them, and it's more like a friendship than actually working ship. It's you know, and that's the perfect match. I think that's when you make nice results, when everybody understands each other and rely on each other, and you know, if you have something in your heart, you can sort of call them and say what you think. So I think these are the important elements you have to have if you have a good relationship